Can we get the...
Thank you.
All right, we are going to continue with our post-qualifying press conferences. We are now joined by Anthony Alfredo, driver of the number 62 Beard Motorsports Chevrolet, along with Amie and Linda Beard. How does it feel to qualify once again for the 500?
Feels wonderful. There's no feeling like it. So we're really happy.
Great. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and open it up for questions. If you have a question, go ahead and raise your hand, and we will get a wireless mic. We'll start right up here.
Jacob Stillman, Raceface Digital. I'll start with Anthony, and then I've got one for Amie as well. You've been in this race once before, but to come here with the nerves, to have to race your way in, what have the emotions been like, and how much relief melted off your shoulders on pit road that moment when you knew you were racing?
Certainly enough to make me shed a tear, that's for sure. I wasn't anticipating that kind of feeling, but Linda did tell me this weekend that racing in the Daytona 500 is a moment and a feeling unlike any other, and I definitely experienced that today. I know you mentioned I have raced in the Daytona 500 in 2021, but that was during the pandemic, and it was super weird. There was no media day. There weren't many fans. We didn't really get to engage with many people, and we didn't have the hype and the camaraderie around it. So I don't really think I got to truly appreciate what this event means from a driver's perspective. I've sat in the stands many times, certainly as a driver growing up, or as a kid growing up, dreaming of being a driver with the opportunity to compete in this race. So to be here is a dream come true in a way, but this is obviously only the first step. We still got the big race on Sunday, and I'm just really thankful to be able to deliver for the Beard family, because they've been nothing but a pleasure to get to know, and I'm truly honored to be the one behind the wheel. We got an awesome sponsor in Deathwish Coffee that is here in full support, and we wanted to go race for 500 miles on Sunday with them.
Amie or Linda, I guess, whoever wants to tackle this. I mean, we know the story, those of us that are sitting here. You guys could have easily taken this 62 car after Mark Sr.'s passing and, packed up and gone home. But you've kept coming back. Is it for moments like this?
Absolutely.
Absolutely it is.
I think Dad would be extremely excited and thrilled, and losing Dad was very hard. We also have family businesses included in this, but there was no choice. There was no question of it. We had to keep doing it for the legacy of him, and it's for our love too. It keeps him alive for us, and we thrive from it. We love it. Thank you.
He started this. He started this, and I always told him, this is not going to last. It's not going to last. But as he always said, this is a business. And I went, okay. And he loved it. So then I loved it. And so I just said, okay, this is what we're going to do. And after he passed, I just said, we're not stopping. We're just going to keep going. So, because we love it too.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Jenna?
Hi, Jenna Fryer, Associated Press. Congratulations. Linda, touching on what you just talked about, what does it feel like for you when you come here now and you try to make the Daytona 500? Just the whole process, the emotional process of getting here, and then when you make the race, how good does that feel?
Well, it's emotional to come to Daytona for me for a couple reasons. And Mark and I came here for probably 40-some years, came to the races, and he raced here. And so that's emotional to come back here, because this is a place he really loved. So, and so did we. So to do that is always emotional for me to come back here. But to do this and to do it as many times as we have, it's a blessing for us, because we're a small team. And a lot of people take this for granted that are here. We don't take it for granted, It's just, so when you do it like this and you get fast time, it's like you prove something, not only to other people, but you prove it to yourself. Mm-hmm. And that's really important for me, is to be relevant and to do this the way we want to do it and to do a good job at it. So.
Thank you.
Bruce?
Does the next gen car kind of make stories like this more I don't want to say easier, but give you the opportunity to kind of have a story like this, because the next gen car, you know, the way it's designed, the way the parts are put in, you don't have to have a huge team to be able to, you know, field a race car.
Well, that could be. But when we had the other car, we did really well also. And so this, I think, does make it challenging, you know, because everything is so close together with every other team. So, but it does make this kind of sweet today to be able to do this and to say that we've done that. So it's a great feeling.
Do we have any other questions? We'll go up here to Kelly.
Kelly Crandall, Racer.com. Anthony, for you, what has it been like working with this team? It seems like whoever they've brought in, whatever driver they have brought in, just has a blast with this group. It's a small group, but it's a fun group. They're racers. You've got Brendan Gaughan being Brendan Gaughan. What's it like for you to have been a part of this group so far?
Oh, it's been awesome. I feel right at home with them. They're just super fun to be around and energetic, and just the little bit we got to know each other, even coming to the race, had me more and more excited to get here, and honestly more and more motivated to make this race. And to do that was an accomplishment for all of us. Obviously, like I said earlier, it's a goal or one step in a bigger picture, but it's not easy to do, as Linda touched on, and I do feel like with this new car, it's a double-edged sword. I think the old car, sometimes there was bigger gaps, but now with the new one, the small things matter. And to come here as a single car, team that runs part-time, and I mean, look at the scoring. It wasn't even close in the open cars. I feel good about that. we were thinking maybe we could be, second or third realistically. But I mean, to be the fastest one was super cool. I mean, we're legitimately like top 20 right now against all these big organizations, and that is, I think we show some muscle going into Sunday, which is important as well. We're not here to ride around and just be a part of the race. We want to go race and have a shot at the end. So they have that same mindset, and I quickly learned why everyone has enjoyed working with them so much. So just fortunate to be the one behind the wheel this time.
Linda, I believe in the initial press release announcing the plans for this year, it's the 4 races again. Anthony was confirmed for 2 of them. Can you just shed any insight on what the team is looking at doing for the rest of the season?
I don't know.
Well,
Hopefully more.
Hopefully more, yes. No, yes, we do have some plans, but they're not finalized yet. So, yeah, so we'll just take this
More to
as
come.
we're going. More to come. There's more to come.
more announcements.
But when you said that about Brendan Gaughan and us having such a good time, when we come here to not only have a great time, because for us this is a great time, but we come here to be competitive. So we don't come here just to sit in the bag. We come here to win. And that's what's in our mind, is how good we can get and be. But we want to have a great time while we're doing it. There's a lot of pressure in that garage for a lot of people. And yes, we do feel pressure, but we laugh and we have a good time and we joke around. And that makes it really important to all of us, because that makes it why we want to come back and do it. So.
It's the love. It's the love of it. The love of the sport.
Is there more to come? It's not maybe more than 4 races? Or maybe?
We don't know yet.
Okay.
We're not sure yet. So I wouldn't want to say that and then have it not be true.
Go win the 500, Anthony.
Yeah, and then we'll do a lot
Easy
more.
enough. I mean, let's do it.
Exactly.
Jared, go ahead.
Jerry Jordan, kicking the tires.net. Anthony, you still have to, obviously, before Sunday, you have the duels. What is your strategy for that? And is your strategy any different on that than the team owners up there?
No, I think we're all on the same page now. We clearly have a really fast Chevrolet Camaro, and we want to make sure we keep it clean for Sunday. So, at the start, obviously, we want to show we can push and get pushed and have a fast car, but I don't think it'll take long for us to kind of single out. And if it does go single file, we'll probably hang out. But if not, I think we're all on the same page about just doing whatever it takes to protect the car at this point, because there's we could only make it worse, right? At this point, we've accomplished like the best case scenario. So we'll just try to do that. Brendan and I talked about the duels for literally hours today, and then now they don't really matter. So we could go back to square one and just say, let's focus on Sunday, which is a great feeling.
It is. It is.
All right, Dustin Long.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. Linda, you talked about wanting to continue this on, and how important it was and what it means to be down here in Daytona. What are the memories? What are the things that you think about that make this place special? Whether it's, you know, this spot in the garage or this spot on pit road or here or there that really kind of have a very personal feeling for you, that make this such a personal event that other people don't have that experience per se.
Well, there's a lot to that. There's just the fact of that being a great dream of my husband's to do this, and so that comes on me too, that I want to keep doing that. But you know, it's just the memories of our first couple years that we were here when we came and Brendan was driving for us, and we didn't know anything. And Brendan always picks on us about that, and he makes fun of us, but you know, he loved it. And it was just all that experience. So it was experience in knowing that Mark had the chance to do that in his life, and that means a lot to me. So it's just the excitement of being here. I often say that when I'm on the grid with the car, whether it's here or Talladega or whatever, but especially here, there's no feeling like it to be able to walk down that grid and know that you have made and you are in the Daytona 500. You know, that's just the legacy of the 500, but for a person such as our, you know, family such as ourselves, and for Anthony or for whoever's driving for us, that's a thrill. A lot of people, like I said, take that for granted. So those memories, and every time you come back, you wonder, okay, can I do this again? Can we do this again? Is this the last time? So, yeah, I was pretty thrilled tonight to know that it wasn't the last time.
And we also have very fond memories of my dad and being, you know, there was times that he would be in his high chair, the high top chair, right there at the pit box, or yet he'd be in the, you know, in the fan zone, and he's surrounded by other people that don't even know who he is, or, you know, that he's the team owner. But it didn't matter. You know, it's just the memories of walking through those steps and the joys. And so that's very special for here, especially for our family.
All right, Jacob.
Anthony, have you even had a chance to process that you still have your day job on Saturday before the 500 on Sunday?
Thanks for a reminder. I still have to qualify for that one as well. We don't have any points on the Xfinity side, so that's going to be an event of itself, I'm sure. But this is definitely a load off the shoulders going into that and that race. But man, this is the coolest thing, to be pulling double duty on the biggest weekend of the year at, you know, the most notorious track in motorsports, let alone NASCAR. So a lot of in and out of the car this weekend that I'm really looking forward to. I promise I will not take any second of it for granted, because this is just the time of my life right now.
If current iteration Fast Pasta could have told your 16-year-old self that when you were running late models that you'd be here doing double duty and qualified into the 500 on speed, could you have even believed it at that point?
I don't know. Probably not. It just seems so, I don't want to say far-fetched, because I always believed in myself and the people I had around me, you know, but at that time, it just, you never know. And this sport is so tough. And I think that's all it was at that point in time, was a dream, right? So I certainly knew for a fact at that age that I was going to do everything in my power and give it my all to get to this point in my career and not stop until I'm a Cup Series champion someday, because that's my ultimate dream. But I also celebrate the small accomplishment, the little wins along the way, and I think that's important for you know, to keep that motivation and keep pushing along the way. There's a long way to go, but I'm only 24 years old, and I feel like I'm just getting started.
This is not a little win, don't
That's right. I was just thinking that.
All right, we're going to take another question with Zach.
Zach Sterniolo, NASCAR.com. Linda, for you, just wanted to make sure I had this right, too. Derek, the crew chief, is the only full-time employee for Beard Motorsports.
He is.
What can you say about the effort that he puts in to oversee everything that goes into getting this effort together?
I always say that Darren is the man. I'm going to tell you. We wouldn't be sitting up here right now if it was not for Darren Shaw. Mark hired him, and he is so loyal to Mark and to our family, that he puts in so many long hours. He never complains. He He knows what to do. I have full confidence in him, and he does a great job. Believe me, he's really some guy special, and he's like part of our family. You know, the thing about being a family team is that when these drivers come in, or your crew or whoever, you become like family, even if we're only here 4 or 5 times a year. You know, we just make it that way. That's our choice to make it that way.
From a driver's perspective, let's try that. Brennan Gaughan, I know, was instrumental in helping this team get to the racetrack, right? What is his role with the team? What's his official title, too?
Well, my husband said he was vice president of racing operations. Gave him business cards the year he retired, and he's like, "Oh, I can never get away from these people." But he's great. He's a great PR person for us. You know, Brennan's got a great personality, and he's our biggest cheerleader, I'm telling you. And he's, you know, we can call him anytime, whatever we need, but he's always here for us. Always here for us. So yeah, he's like my next kid. He's like a part of the family. So.
Do we have any final questions? All right. Thank you for the time, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you, everybody. We
Thank you.
appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Is this your jacket?